Today we are talking about nonprofit donor engagement strategies. So for our new fundraising professionals, donor engagement refers to the process of building strong and meaningful relationships with donors, and that's through regular communication, personalization, and involvement in the organization's mission, just to name a few. So in today's video, we're going to explore different nonprofit donor engagement strategies, tips on building strong donor relationships, and communicating effectively with them. We'll also discuss the importance of measuring donor engagement and how to track the success of our efforts. So if you're looking to improve your nonprofit's donor relationships and build strong and meaningful relationships with your donors, you've come to the right place. Now it's a detailed one today, so let's get to it. As I mentioned in the intro, donor engagement is the process of building and maintaining strong, long-term relationships with donors that go beyond just the transactional giving. It involves connecting with donors on a personal level, involving them in the organization's mission and impact, and showing appreciation for their support. Nonprofit donor engagement is a crucial component of a successful fundraising program. By engaging donors effectively, organizations can build a loyal donor base that is involved in their cause and willing to give more over time. Now I want to talk for a second about donor retention, which refers to the percentage of donors who continue to give to an organization after the initial gift, and it's an important metric to track. It not only measures whether donors are giving again, but also their level of engagement within the organization. On the other hand, donor engagement is more of a holistic approach that focuses on building relationships with donors, involving them in the organization's work, and keeping them engaged and connected over time. This is a key component to attaining donor retention. Now, I just want to talk for a second about creating a culture of philanthropy, because to be successful at donor engagement, organizations need to create a culture of philanthropy that permeates throughout the entire organization, from the leadership team to frontline staff. Everyone in the organization should understand the importance of donor engagement and should be invested in building strong relationships. So here are some strategies for nonprofit donor engagement. Personalization, we're going to talk about this a lot. It is a key aspect of effective donor engagement. Donors want to feel like their contributions are making a difference and that the organization values their support. Personalization can include addressing donors by name, tailoring communications based on their interests, and providing customized content and experiences for those donors. Donor recognition is an important component of donor engagement, because recognizing donors publicly or privately can help them feel valued and appreciated and can encourage them to give again in the future. Donor recognition can include personalized thank you notes, recognition in a newsletter, annual report, or naming opportunities for major gifts. Donor involvement, such as volunteering or serving on a committee, can help them feel more invested in the cause and more connected to the organization. Donor stewardship is the process of building and maintaining relationships with donors over time, and it involves ongoing communication and engagement efforts to keep donors connected and informed about the organization's work. Stewardship efforts can include regular updates on the impact of their donations, invitations to events, and other engagement opportunities, and personalized outreach again. Donor segmentation involves dividing donors into groups based on common characteristics such as giving history, interests, or demographics. This allows organizations to tailor their outreach efforts to each group's specific needs and preferences, improving effectiveness of your engagement efforts. Now, by tailoring outreach efforts to each donor's preferences and involving them in the organization's work, organizations can build strong and meaningful relationships with their donors. So let's talk about building relationships. Donors are the lifeblood of a nonprofit organization, and building and maintaining their support requires a deep understanding of them. So at its core, building strong donor relationships is about connecting with donors on a personal level and showing them that their contributions are making a real difference. It's about creating a sense of belonging and community that goes beyond just transactional giving. When donors feel appreciated and valued and they are connected to the organization's mission, they are more likely to give again in the future and become advocates for your organization in their own networks. So to build strong donor relationships, nonprofits need to approach their donor engagement with authenticity and heart. We need to listen to donors and understand them. This can involve regularly communicating with them, personalizing our communications with them, and asking them for feedback. So here's a few tips for building strong donor relationships. We always thank donors for their contributions and show them that their support is truly appreciated. Personalized thank you notes, recognition in our newsletters, or even a simple phone call can go a long way to making donors feel valued and appreciated. And regularly communicating with donors is key to building strong donor relationships. Keep our donors informed about the impact of their contributions and provide updates on our organization's work. Communication can include our email newsletters, social media updates, or again, even phone calls. So communicating with our donors. Effective communication is a key component to successful donor engagement. Donors want to feel informed and engaged with our organization's work. So here are some best practices for communicating with donors. Now, we've already talked about regular communication and personalization, but be transparent. Donors want to feel like they can trust the organization they are supporting. Be transparent about how their contributions are being used and the impact they're making. Share updates on the organization's progress and any challenges that you may be facing. Be creative. Donors are bombarded with communications from many different organizations. So stand out by being creative with your messaging and content. And use strong storytelling and visuals to make your message more engaging and measurable. And finally, measure your donor engagement. Measuring donor engagement is essential for tracking the success of your donor engagement efforts and improving your fundraising program over time. But what metrics should you track? So here are a few metrics for measuring donor engagement. Retention rates. Donor retention rates, as I mentioned before, are the percentage of donors who continue to give to the organization after their initial gift. Retaining donors is a crucial component of a successful fundraising program, and tracking donor retention can help identify areas for improvement. Repeat giving measures the percentage of donors who give to the organization more than once, and donors who give repeatedly are more likely to become loyal supporters and advocates for your organization. Are your donors upgrading and becoming monthly donors? Upgraded giving measures the percentage of donors that increase their giving amount over time. Encouraging donors to increase their giving amount can help your organization raise more funds and make a greater impact. And how engaged are your donors? Engagement rate measures the level of interactions that donors have with the organization, such as attending events, volunteering, sharing social media posts. Tracking engagement rates can help you identify engaged donors and tailor your outreach efforts to them specifically. By tracking these metrics, you can gain insight into your donor engagement efforts and make data-driven decisions to improve your fundraising program over time. Donor engagement is essential for nonprofit organizations to build strong and meaningful relationships. So by using personalized outreach, donor recognition, donor involvement, donor stewardship, organizations can create that culture of philanthropy and connect with donors at a personal level. Effective communication and measuring engagement are also key components to successful donor engagement efforts. So by tailoring your communications efforts to each donor's preferences, tracking key metrics, organizations can improve their fundraising program. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And as always, please feel free to comment with any questions or any topics that you would like to see us cover, and see you next week.